Hey there, it's Johanna, and today I want to talk about this idea of needing thicker skin. There have been times in my life where I've thought that's what I really need. And I'm realizing that maybe what I need is actually something a little bit different. So for example, and maybe you can relate to something similar to this, I got a critical, kind of mean comment on an article I'd written. And, I got plenty of positive comments, but of course it's that one critical one that just kept echoing over and over in my mind. And logically, I knew this comment wasn't really worth taking to heart. It was from some random internet person. The comment wasn't really even about the article. It was making mean assumptions about me, but this person didn't know me. What they were saying wasn't true. The comment didn't give any sort of constructive feedback for change. And really the article, I'm pretty sure the article was not, that this person was not who I was writing the article for in the first place. So many reasons where it's it just let it go. It doesn't, it's not worth your attention. So logically I knew that, but it still hurt. And the more I tried to tell myself, just don't care what they think. Just move on. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't let this bother you. Just grow some thicker skin. The harder it was for me to just let it go. It felt like it just kept getting bigger and more difficult to deal with, more painful. And finally, eventually, I realized that I was trying to force myself to have a very particular emotional response to this comment. And it was not my actual response. I was trying to just not care, not let it bother me. But finally, I was like, that's not actually how I feel. I wonder how I do feel. And yeah, I was hurt. I was discouraged. I was really indignant. How dare he say those things about me? He doesn't even know me. And when I finally gave myself some space to acknowledge that, it helped. It eased how I was feeling a little bit. I still felt those ways, but having, acknowledging that and being able to be oh yeah, I can see this is tough, really made a difference and helped me kind of start to move forward. And, I know some people seem like just criticism and harsh words don't really impact them too much, although I imagine everyone feels it to a degree. But I tend to be on the more sensitive side. And in particular, words are really powerful for me. Critical words. I really feel those, but I also feel the encouragement and stuff that just feels so good. And it's hard to have one without the other. But for a long time, I thought that sensitivity was a weakness, that it was a problem, that, I better get over it and grow that thicker skin. And more, I'm seeing no, it's just kind of part of who I am. And it's okay. But the approach I was using was not very helpful. And to be honest, like, it's not just like the mean criticism that I struggle with. Like, I've had so many really amazing like bosses and teachers who will tell me all the things that I am doing well. And then when they kind of gently point out an area for improvement, which I really want, I want that feedback. I even if I ask for it, it still stings because, someone noticed that I am not perfect. And ooh, I don't like the way that feels. But, as we go through life, they're just, I'm sure you have received comments that didn't feel good. And more I'm realizing that the more I try to just not let things bother me, to just, let it go and just not even think about it, that doesn't help me. That doesn't actually feel supportive. But when I'm able to just like acknowledge with some self-compassion, like how I really feel, then I can acknowledge what's there and I can decide, okay, what do I want to do with this? Instead of the default of kind of like, oh, well, either feeling sorry for myself or feeling critical of myself or like having to like be unhappy with the other person. I can just acknowledge my own feelings and decide where to go from there. Because, the point isn't to be immune to any pain in life. What's so much more helpful is to be with ourselves in that pain and just not get stuck there. Okay, so I'm curious for you, are there, how do you respond? How do you feel when you get feedback or criticism, whether very, supportive and well-intentioned, or maybe not so much? All right, I'll be back with more soon. In the meantime, remember, you can trust yourself.